This is kind of an exciting process that we've been through. We applied for this grant back in January, and we found out about it about 6 months before, and they said October was going to be the day that it came out, October 1st, and we waited, and finally it came out in January. So we applied, and I think the deadline was sometime in February, and then we found out a few months later that we had received it later than we expected, so the whole timeline stretched way out. And when you write grants, you get kind of used to that because things do not always happen in a timely fashion, except the deadlines, they really change those. But the center itself is kind of exciting because we're taking a concept that we have worked with in two counties, Genesee County and Orleans County. We've got two very vibrant coalitions going. In fact, just because Orleans County just received the DSC grant is probably due to the fact that they have been helped by us with a mentoring grant a couple of years before that. So we've really been the whole seed and kernel for what was happening. So you start with one county, you go to two counties, and now we're going to deal with 8 counties in the Western New York region. So the region we're going to cover is from Lake Ontario to the Pennsylvania border. So you think of the weather in the wintertime, the lake effect, we're going to be doing a lot of traveling. The major concern is that we put enough money in the budget for travel. I don't know. We'll have to find out. The other center that Mary Ann talked about is in central New York, and they go from Watertown way down to Delaware County. So if you're familiar with the New York State map, that's quite a large area. In fact, they divided their area into 4 different quadrants, and they're working with providers in each of those. So they have a little bit different approach than we are taking. But basically what we're going to do is help build coalitions. It can be coalitions like this one. They may be at the very initial starting phase where a few people get together and they say, you know, we've got a problem in this community. We can't put our finger on it in terms of drugs, but we know there's a problem. So how do we go about getting a group together and working on this? And so we have a whole process, and most of you are familiar with what's called the Communities that Care model. It's prevention science. It's proven that if you take certain steps, gather certain amounts of data, and then write a plan and implement the plan, that you can have an effect. And we're living proof that this does work. So we're going to take what we've done here and try to expand it to the 8 counties of Western New York. I think probably a couple things that will happen is that we will be working with what are called technical assistants, and these are people that will be trained to work specifically with a coalition. They'll be assigned to a coalition. Pat, Crowley, and myself have both been through this process, and we work with the Orleans County group. And what we'll need is people assigned to the different coalitions. We've identified about 14 different coalitions in the area. We did the grant, and they're all the way from startups to coalitions like us that are really pretty advanced and are pretty much on their own and don't need a lot of outside help except for certain very special circumstances. I'm hoping that this 3-year program will show us the way to not only work with coalitions, but to build a larger number of coalitions. And we have certain objectives we have to meet. The state will collect data from us and will want us to meet certain expectations that they have. They provide the funding, they have to keep the funder happy, obviously. So we're very excited about this, but I want to go back to what Mary Ann said. If it wasn't for this group, for this coalition, and all the progress we've made, I don't think this would have ever been possible. In fact, it wouldn't have been possible. So I want to thank you again, all of you, for all of your hard work and for taking us to where we are today. Thank you very much.